Good afternoon, fans, and welcome to the LB Gym. Early Sunday afternoon coverage, ACAA women's basketball. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching ACAA TV, powered by Sports Canada TV and Tommy's TV on YouTube. Intriguing matchup here today. It is the visiting Mount Allison Mounties, who will be in the white base uniforms. Numbers are much easier to see today. To like this combination much better than yesterday's. And the host, St. Thomas Tommies green base gold trim. So the garnet and gold versus the green and gold. These teams met yesterday. I teed that one up yesterday, expecting to be a really close contest. STU come out, put on a defensive clinic. It was 69-41 for STU. They got out early, 25-7 in the first quarter, and that STU defense in quarter one was absolutely outstanding. Danielle Alexander led Mount Allison 10.7 rebounds, both slightly off her season averages, but only 5 of 14 shooting. Ava Godfrey, who draws into the starting lineup today for the Mounties, added 10 points. For the Tommies was Charlie Connors, another excellent game, 13 points, 9 rebounds. Alyssa Jeffrey, player of the game, added 15 points, and Paige LeBlanc 10. Tommies +6 on three-point field goals made. In terms of turnovers, it was 28 Mount Allison turnovers, leading to 24 Tommy points, and 16 Tommy turnovers, leading to 5 Mountie points. That was a big difference in the game, the turnovers, and that's credit to that stout Tommy defense. In terms of the standings, big things happening today. Despite this being a 1 o'clock game, there are already 2 games in the books. Holland College beat UKC. That moves Holland to 8-2. And an upset in Halifax. Maybe a signature win more so than an upset. UNBSJ 68 and Mount St. Vincent University 61. The Mystics down 2 starters, and 2 impactful starters of that, Lily Newberry and Victoria Strickland. Not available for that game today. Allowed SJ to get out. And they led most of the way through. I sat here and watched a good portion of it. So what does that do for the standings? That puts the Tommies alone in front right now at 8-2. The Mount and Holland College tied. Pardon me, the Tommies at 8-1. The Mount and Holland College now tied at 8-2. Mount A sits at 4-4. Crandall 2-6. SJ picks up their second win to sit at 2-8. And UKC 0-9. Both these teams ranked nationally. The Tommies 9th, Holland 14th. Mount St. Vincent ranked 4th. Big changes coming there next week. Time now for the anthem. So expect changing in those national CCA rankings next week. The Mount now losers of 2 of 3. Expect them to drop down. Tommy's a chance here to put a stranglehold on first place. Move to 9-1. Of course, a loss here to Mount A would create a 3-way tie at 8-2. Top of the conference with Holland and the Mystics. Starters first for Mount A. 6 is Grace Tilley, 8 Emma Roberts, 9 Ava Godfrey, 14 Danielle Alexander, and 22 is Sadie Bowen. That's Tilley on control. Starters for the Tommies, 7 is Katie Vedito, 9 Alyssa Jeffrey, 12 Claudia Steeves, 13 Paige LeBlanc, and 21 is Charlie Connors. That's Connors working the steal and nearly taken back. Instead, it's going to be a foul on Godfrey. First foul of the game. Tough pass there from Connors. Cross court for Steves. Was open for Godfrey for the steal. Just didn't quite get there in time. Jeffrey off glass. First two of the game for the Tommies. Goes a little righty on the left-hand side. Tilly picks it up. Top for Godfrey. Back iron. And that is called on the touch of the support wire. Time to introduce now the team in gray. Three-member team in gray. Mr. Adam Humphrey, Mr. Shida Atkinson, and crew chief Mr. Dan Wilton. They are the three in charge of making sure all goes according to Hoyle and the official rules of basketball today. Pleased to have you along with us here on a Sunday afternoon. Thought he called a foul on 12. Maybe it's 22. Oh no, 12 green. That's on Claudia Steves. Looking at the wrong end of the court already. Am feeling a little bit better today, folks. Still did not talk to the coaches pregame. About the same as yesterday, just slightly improved. Still on the cold meds, so maybe that's why I screwed that one up. There's 12 in green, doing good things. Claudia Steves makes it 4-2 Tommies. It was Steves who picked up the foul on that last Mount A possession. Roberts nowhere to go. Cross-court pass. Godfrey launches. Draws iron again. There's LeBlanc on the rebound. Ahead Verdito. Jeffrey tries a three. Front iron. Godfrey had the block out, but Steves saw the ball, picked it up. Five to shoot, and foul in the corner. That goes on Bowen. Tommy's already owned the season series against Mount A. Won yesterday, as talked about earlier, and November 15th at Mount A. That's a two. I think that's Connors. Will get that one from the corner. Corners are tough for me. There's blind spots behind the post and the side backboards. Just generally have to see who comes running out of there. Alexander inside, bodied up, no foul given. Coach Scabar certainly looking for that call, as would I. Badito, iron, Alexander skies for the board. Now down on the court, jump ball as Connors quickly on top of that loose ball. Connors with a three that time. 9-2 Tommies. Mounties need a score this trip, or I think there's a timeout coming up. You can't let this one get away as well. Road ahead doesn't get a lot easier for Mount A. They've got a home and home coming up next weekend with Holland College. Home Saturday, on the road on the Sunday. Tommy's on the road for 4 straight at UKC and then at Crandall before finishing the home season. Yes, only one more home weekend left here. Valentine's weekend, 14th, 15th, versus the only team I've not seen in person yet this year, that's Holland College. And with injury troubles brewing at the Mount, and losing 2 of 3, Holland and the Tommies should be an interesting matchup at that time of the year, and the way the season is shaping up, it could be the final 2. Outside, Godfrey launches. Rebound, Connors. Connors rips that away from Bowen. Finds LeBlanc. Connors jab and go. Runs into Tilley. And I think Connors got the worst of that collision. Foul on Tilley. Michaela Hansen in for Stu along with Kenzie Giesbrecht. And Peyton Oshipko as well. Mounties tighten up the defense. Force Giesbrecht to step into the Tulips. Standing on the end line, out of bounds. Bowen. Baseline jump shot, too strong. Oshipko picks that up. Pushes by Godfrey, finds Jeffrey. Giesbrecht and Bowen. I like this matchup. Jeffrey, a deep 3. That's off the mark. And here comes Kerr and Olton. Will be Jeffrey and LeBlanc out. So the Tommies now 10 deep into the game for Mount A. Number 12, Sarah Mallard. There's Sarah Mallard with the putback, making it 9-6. It is Godfrey in the lineup in place of Kate Fillmore, and as I said, due to my having illness this week, I didn't visit the coaches, and it looks like Fillmore, maybe a scratch in this one, appears to be Kate at the end of the bench in not dressed. With Regan Kerr with a make on that last Tommy shot. Kick outside. There is Tilley. Outstanding shooter, has been since I first started seeing Grace play at the high school level for Rosse. And comes from a family of outstanding shooters. Just imagine the game's a horse there. You have to have the night lights on playing in that backyard. Kerr blocked that time from Bowen. Outletta, and that's going to be a foul on Oshipko. Little life here from the Mounties. And here comes Nora Quinlan set to check in. As the Tommies have now gone 11 deep. That's Quinlan in for Giesbrecht. That's Emma Roberts on the line. Only 1 of 2 in the free throw department coming into today. 5.6 points, 3.4 rebounds, and nearly 5 assists a game. Those 4.8 assists rank first in the conference for Roberts. Also first in three-point field goal percentage at 47. But clearly, with only averaging 5.6 points, doesn't take an abundance of shots. Hansen knocked away by Hansen. sisters, Michaela, first year out of high school. They both went to Crandall. Since maybe even 2 years out of high school, they both went to Crandall. And then split up and one went Mount A, one came here to STU. That's the Tommy Michaela on that shot. No rim and shot clock violation on the Tommies. Here comes Danielle Alexander back in with the Mounties down 1. Certainly a different division of playing time. You look at the Tommies. Coach Connor's able to go 10, 11 deep already in this one, and regularly so. Tommy starters in the low 20s a minute, the Mount A starters 30 plus or minus. So a deeper Tommies team. There's Addie Albert, number 4, in for Mount A. Tilly on the drive. And that's Matea Hansen, looks to be holding an ankle. Foul on Nora Quinlan. Hansen helped up, not putting any weight on that ankle. Never like to see anybody hurt ever playing sports. It does happen, and let's hope that's not too serious for Matea Hansen and the Mounties. Nice cut inside from Mallard and couldn't connect. Also in the game, number 13, Nora Miller for Mount A. Miller will guard Quinlan. Quinlan outside shot, made a couple of those yesterday. Nothing but nylon again today. 14-10 Tommies. Outside for Albert. Albert going to drive, kick to the corner. Going to be a block on Regan Kerr here on the Sarah Mallard drive. Mallard in her second year out of Hammonds Plains. And Emma Roberts in for Grace Tilley. 2:11 to go. Entertaining first quarter. And here come the Tommy starters at the next whistle. Good minutes again in the first quarter from the bench mob. Miller going to work on Kerr, has the size advantage. Ends up in a step back. Alexander putback is no good. Miller on the tie-up with Olton. Possession Mount A. And here comes Jeffrey, Steves, Connors, LeBlanc, and Vidito. Miller inbound for Alexander. Back for Mallard. Connors collects another rebound. Now we'll take one dribble against Albert and find Alyssa Jeffrey. Vidito from 15, left it short. A nice pregame visit with Ray Vidito. A little chat on the state of the Tommies. Certainly likes this Tommy team as it is. Alexander had the chair pulled out there slow to get up. Tommy's on the takeover. Alexander looks fine back into play now. LeBlanc deep three. Wow. Pot of gold on that rainbow for sure. Tommy 17-10. It was a one-point contest just a short time ago. It was 11-10. That's then Quinlan and LeBlanc with threes, and the Tommies work another turnover. That's Vedito. I think Steve's got a hand on that ball. Connors keeps the dribble alive, off glass too strong. Rebound Alexander, over the top, and over the top again for Miller. Miller trying the tricky pass, and Steves was there to intercept that. LeBlanc catches, gets the shoulder from Alexander, called on the floor, no bucket. Continuation not given. And Tilley in for Miller. First foul on Alexander, fourth on the Mounties. Oh, nice little kiss off the window from Alyssa Jeffrey. Tommy's now up 9. Alexander can't get it to go. Connors on the board. A couple of Mounties down, and there's a reach in on Alexander. And some frustration here from Mount A. Bowen in for Alexander, picked up her second. Both late here in the first quarter. On the bonus, Connors to the line, where she is an outstanding free throw shooter. Connors third in the conference at 82.1%. Ahead of Alyssa Jeffrey, who's fourth at 75.8. Addie Albert can't get it to go at the buzzer. Into the first quarter, 21-10 Tommies. Tommies again with a win today can sit alone in first place. They have been trailing the Mystics most of the season until that loss the Mount took last weekend at Mount A. They both had one loss. And now the Mystics with their second loss earlier today at home to UNBSJ. So the Tommies, for their first time this season with a win today, can move into sole possession of first. And they would love that catbird seat as they look to go out on the road for 4 in a row at UKC. And at Crandall coming up. Mounties, 10 points, 3 of 14. That's only 21% shooting. 1 of 5 beyond the arc, 3 of 4 from the line. Tommy's 21 points, 8 of 15 shooting. That's 53%. 3 of 7 from three-point land. That's 43. And 2 of 2 from the line. 5 Mountie turnovers. Tommy's 3. Tommy's 10 points off the turnovers from the Mounties. Individual stats. The Mounties, it's Tilley with 5, Mallard with 2, Alexander 2, Roberts with 1. 2 rebounds for Alexander. Also 2 fouls for Alexander. For the Tommies, Connors already had 7 points and 4 boards. Alyssa Jeffrey 4 points. LeBlanc 3, Quinlan 3, Kerr 2, and Steves 2. 4 rebounds as mentioned for Connors, and no Tommy with more than 1 foul. That's your rundown of stats after Q1. Set for Q2, Tommy starters back out. Vedito, Steves, Jeffrey, LeBlanc, and Connors. And Mount A, Roberts, Godfrey. 11 is Bella Taylor, 4 is Addie Albert, and 22 is Sadie Bowen. That's Albert tries a long shot on the miss. LeBlanc on the rebound off for Connors. Connors for Jeffrey. Jeffrey blocked by Bowen. Bowen on the run with Taylor. Long shot missed. Tommy's on a turnover. It's Jeffrey looking for Vedito. Tried to force it through Grace Tilley, and that did not work. Maybe it was Tilley out there and not Godfrey to start this quarter. In fact, I think that has to be the case unless I missed a sub while I was getting a drink of water. LeBlanc on the miss. Albert with the rebound. Connors with the tie-up. I said yesterday, I like what Addie Albert can bring to the game, the athleticism, the length. That's a LeBlanc three. And it's 24-10 from 11-10. It's been a 13-0 run for the Tommies. And 10 points of that has been the starting unit, the Nora Quinlan 3. And then otherwise, at a reset of the 24, and now the officials are going to talk about it, and we're likely going to go back to 21. Inbounded, and there's two on the run for Bella Taylor. Taylor, first-year player out of Truro. About 3 points a game, a rebound and an assist for Bella Taylor. LeBlanc tries to shoot it over Albert. Albert got a piece of that. Steves keeps it alive, but it's right into the hands of Bowen. Tommy's wanted to travel. Instead, it's going to be a foul. And that goes on Charlie Connors. Connors is first, team's first this quarter. Comes Addie Albert out. Good minutes there from Albert. And Godfrey, number 9, back in. Bowen kicks back to Tilley. Tilley closely guarded by Alyssa Jeffrey. Works inside, and LeBlanc again gets out the Windex, wipes the board for another rebound. Just not quite enough stick him on the fingers that time for Connors. That one, Charlie says, I know I should have caught it. Subs in for the Tommies. It is Hansen and Oshipko. First of the bench mob here for STU enter in the second quarter. And that usually means the other 3 are coming in the next minute or two. Bowen mess, rebounded by the Tommies. There's LeBlanc into the middle. It's going to be Godfrey or Tilley on the foul here. It's going to be Godfrey. Godfrey, second-year player out of Miramichi. And here is New Maryland's Paige LeBlanc on the line. Played her high school ball at FHS. Their coach Daly. Third year of eligibility for LeBlanc, the 23-24 Rookie of the Year in the conference. 11 points plus, 4 rebounds and an assist a game for LeBlanc. Good decision by Godfrey not to throw that pass. Instead finding Tilley. Tilley loses a handle and LeBlanc is everywhere today. There's Steves. Nowhere to go on Mallard. Connors with a step back three. That's off the mark, scooped up by Bowen. Long pass ahead is caught. Roberts. Godfrey. Around Tilley. Aggressive Tommy defense. Quick closeouts. There's an open Godfrey shot that drops. That's a three for Mount A. Good ball movement. Hansen off to Oshipko. Steves, nice entry pass for Hansen. Hansen spins, finds LeBlanc. Now Steves rises. Back rim, Connors fights for the board and knocked out by Mount A. Here comes Vedito and Kerr. So a little change to the substitution pattern. That's Vedito of the starting unit back in with this group. Oshipko, Hansen, Kerr working around the outside, three to shoot. Oshipko's got to get something going. Draws a foul right at the shot clock buzzer. And that's going to be another foul on Godfrey. That's 3 on Ava Godfrey. That's going to get Sarah Mallard off the bench. Make on the second one allows Mount A to substitute Godfrey to the bench. Be surprised if we see Ava again this half unless absolutely necessary. Those 3 fouls. Bowen. Back for Roberts. Bowen gets it back. Spin off the glass. Little spin there to get it to drop off the rim. Nice move, Sadie Bowen. Steves, missed. Tilley rebound. Cross-court pass. Taylor, now Tilley. Off glass, that doesn't drop, but Bowen is there for the putback. 2 straight buckets for Bowen. And that looked like Charlie Connors getting up off the bench to sub in. A little more size to take on Sadie Bowen. Vedito from outside. Front rim, there is Hansen on the rebound. Jump ball called. And here comes Olton and Connors in for Steves and Hansen. And timeout here taken by Coach Connors and the Tommies at 26-19. Much different complexion of the game today than we had yesterday. Mount A sticking in this one. Quick look at the stats. They're keeping turnovers under control, 7-5. A couple more than the Tommies have. Same number of shots, each have 23 field goal attempts. Tommies have made a couple more of those. And they've also made 2 more from beyond the arc. So really the difference is shooting percentage. Tommies +1 from the free throw line as well. Slight edge on rebounding to Stu right now. Leaders, Connors has 7 still. LeBlanc 6. Mount A, Grace Tilley with 5 points. Bowen with 4. Fairly balanced attack for Mount Allison, as it is with the Tommies as well. Connors goes to work inside, scores 2 points. Shipko called on a reach. Bowen feeling some confidence inside, but that one off the mark. Oh, Benito and Connors, the wires crossed. Pass ends up right into the hands of Mount A. We had turnover on the Tommies. And Kerr turns it right back over, intercepting the pass. Stops, pops, and scores. Kerr from the elbow. Owen saves the backcourt. Long shot is good for Sarah Mallard. Kerr drive, kick. Oshipko tries a 3, makes a 3. Oh boy, if Oshipko can start making those, how dangerous is this Tommy team going to be? Tough catch inside, Bowen, put back. Can't get it away, and it's Connors somehow comes out with that ball. Another good play by Charlie Connors. Said yesterday, if Connors keeps up the pace, definitely be in the running for all-star consideration. And this is it. We're now over the halfway mark. Believe it or not, we've got 9 games in the book. Today's the 10th. And Tommies are only home one more weekend against Holland College. After today's game number 10. 6 of the 8 on the road for STU. Trips to UKC and Crandall, and then they finish up the big weekend at the Mount for Tommy Hoops. That's going to be a hoop and a harm. So that's going to count for Roberts, and we'll send Roberts to the line. Roberts, a make from the stripe. Comes Addie Albert, set to check in off the Mountie bench. Down low for Olton, outside Connors tries a deep 3. That one short of the rim, but it's out off the Mounties. Here comes Albert in for Bella Taylor. Lob pass over the top for Olton. 4 to shoot for the Tommies, and I think that's off of Connors and out of play. Comes LeBlanc in for Kerr. More good minutes for Regan Kerr. Nicole Jenkins, number 15, checked in, put that on the deck, ends up tied up with Connors, who's part of another jump ball. Steves in for Olton. Quietly here, Coach Connors has got his starters sub back in one at a time fashion. Eight-point contest. Score here would be really big for Mount A. Jenkins ripped up inside and tied up. Oh, foul first. Foul first on Vedito before the jump ball. First on Katie, fourth of the team this quarter. Mount A has two. 2:01 to go. A fresh 14 for Mount A to work with. Reverse, another long shot is good from Mallard. 5-point contest. This is more like the game I thought we were going to see yesterday, a tighter one. Low scoring affair, said yesterday, the first team to 60. Tommies were the only team getting close to 60 yesterday. And might be the case here again, as 1 minute and 31 seconds left first half. Tommies at 33, Mounties at 28. 60-ish might be your winning score today again. Nice work inside Jenkins. Kick back outside Albert. Big shot. That one soft off the rim, had a chance to go. Connors. Wow, lots of contact there with Tilly. That's the second time those two have squared up. Tilly down that time, no call either way. And Mount A on the rebound. Another chance to cut into the Tommy lead. And they're going to pick up a foul on Claudia Steves. That's going to put the Tommies over the limit. And we're going to shoot the bonus. Sends Roberts to the line. It's when you want if you're Mount A. Need the second one. Second one through for Roberts. 2-possession game, under a minute to go here in the first half. Hansen has checked in. Jeffrey from deep front rim. Long rebound, good box out by Albert. And now Albert gets the ball back. Albert on the drive, can't get it to go. LeBlanc again on the boards. Just like today when the Tommies need an important play, it's Paige LeBlanc everywhere. Between LeBlanc and Connors. That hits the side of the rebound and the shot from Oshipko. And the outlet not quite in time for Albert to get one off. Much different story today at halftime than yesterday. The tight game we expected yesterday playing out today. Tommies up 4, 33-29 on the visiting Mount A Mounties. Keep that 60 score in mind I talked about yesterday. It's looking like it could be the target score today as well. 15 minutes on the clock. Make yourself a little snack. Get yourself settled in. Going to be a good second half. Come on back. About 2 or 3 minutes before start of the second half, and I'll run down the stats for you. Hi fans, welcome back to the LB Gym here for second half action. Mount Allison Mounties 29 at the St. Thomas Tommies 33. ACAA women's basketball. I'm Bill Gibson, pleased to be in my privileged perch at the pit here once again. First quarter was 21-10 Tommies. Second quarter 19-12 Mount A, and that gets us to our 33-29 total that we have. Team comparison, the Mount A Mounties 29 points, 10 of 31 shooting, 4 of 11 beyond the arc, 5 of 7 from the free throw line. The Tommies 33 points, 12 of 31, so a couple more makes, 5 of 16 beyond the arc, and 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Each team 8 turnovers, so the Mounties really got that under control today. They were really high in the turnover department yesterday compared to their normal. Tommies 15 points off the Mountie turnovers. The Mounties only 6 off Tommy turnovers. Rebounds favor the Tommies by 3. Assists favor Mount A by 1. 2 more blocks for Mount A. Steals favor STU. And individual stats, your leaders for Mount Allison. Sarah Millard off the bench. 3 for 4, including a couple triples for 8 points. Grace Tilley, 5. Emma Roberts, 5. Bowen with 4. 5 rebounds for Bowen. 3 assists, Tilley and Roberts. Roberts leads the conference. And foul trouble, it's Godfrey with 3, Alexander with 2. For the Tommies, Charlie Connors, 9 points. Paige LeBlanc, 6. Peyton Oshipko, 5. Rebounding, it's Connors and LeBlanc with 5 each. Couple of assists for Jeffrey and Steves. 2 fouls, Oshipko and Steves. And we're in play here to start the second half. Tommies with the ball. And for familiar, 5 out there. That's Vedito on the turnaround. Rebound, Alexander. Vedito with Jeffrey, LeBlanc, Steves, and Connors. The 5 that start the second half. And ever since the Bartley injury, they have been the starting 5 pretty much for Coach Connor. Steves grew into that place when Bartley went down. And for Mount Allison starting, Roberts, Alexander, Tilley, Mallard, and Godfrey. Tommies get the hoop. Tilley beyond the arc. That one is good. 3-point, 1 possession contest. Mounties and the Tommies. MountiePride.ca for all your Mountie info. And GoTommies.ca for all your Tommy info. ACAA.ca. All your game info, you can just go into the schedule as Jeffrey scores on that hoop. Pull up the stats there as well, just from the link in the schedule. You can follow along that way if you so choose. And usually they're on the school websites as well. Inside, Alexander. Nicely defended by Vedito. The thing the Tommies have done, you look at it with UNBSJ, who pulled off the upset at Mount St. Vincent today, as Connors scores inside. Tommies have done really well shutting down other teams' big scorers. Alexander here, and aside from the last game against St. John, they shut down St. John's big scorer fairly well as well. Tommies +7. Steves, Connors. Connors jabs, drives into traffic, draws a foul. And that's going to go on Aber Roberts. That's Peyton Oshipko in for Katie Vedito. And looks like Marley Olton also set to check in. Will be for Claudia Steeves. As Charlie Connors to the line. Already talked about Connors. Outstanding free throw percentages. Connors 12.9 points per game. 5th in the conference, 7.4 rebounds is 4th for Connors. Great numbers from Connors. On the rebound is Mallard. Up top, Tilley fakes a three that time. Tries the tricky dribble. Finds Godfrey. And that's off a foot, off of Godfrey's foot. Eight-point game, a good start to the quarter for STU. Olton against Bowen. Bowen's checked in for Alexander. Tilley works the steal. Intercepted that pass, ahead for Mallard. Mallard kicks outside. And that's Roberts who makes a triple. Back to a 5-point contest. The Mounties a couple from beyond the arc. LeBlanc can't make it, and now on the push it's Mount A. Pace is not something we've seen a lot here this weekend from Mount Allison, and indeed they slow it up, look to run offense. Inside, nice finish from Sadie Bowen, and it's back to a 3-point game again. Oh, Connors with a steal. And good thought by Connors that time to try to go around the player, but didn't get a good shot attempt. Turned it into a really high difficulty shot. Hanson and Quinlan check in for STU. Nice steal inside Bowen. Good work by LeBlanc to cover that up, though. And a triple, we're tied at 40. Timeout Tommies. As Mount Allison on a 5-0 run closes the gap in a real hurry. Couple threes and the inside two from Sadie Bowen. ACAA basketball, a lot like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. This is a game we thought we were going to get yesterday into today. Didn't really have any expectations at all in terms of where this one would end up. But this is the tight matchup that I thought we might have saw yesterday. Mounties giving it to us today. And we'll note no Matea Hansen. That does look like whatever that ankle lower leg issue was in the first half. Means no more Hansen, at least for the rest of the afternoon. Appears to be, and I'm just going to stand up. Yeah, getting treatment at the end of the Mounties bench. So let's hope there's nothing at all serious there for Matea. Tommy's inbound tied at 40. There's Olton. Nice spin move for Marley Olton. Olton out of the Woodstock Thunder program. Produced a lot of quality players out of Woodstock. This level and even U-Sport level, thinking of recently Sandy Saunders, who time University of Calgary and then Acadia. Nice move there by Tilly, tie us at 42. Olton for LeBlanc. LeBlanc's got the baseline and scores. Inside Bowen, sidestep off glass. Oh, tough shot, doesn't go. Rebound Olton. Tommy's on the outside, under 10 to shoot. That's Michaela Hansen. Back for LeBlanc. A deep three to beat the shot clock buzzer. Tommy's a little bit of stagnant offense that time. Everybody standing, the ball moving a bit, but didn't get a lot off it. Nice drive, but can't get the shot to go for Roberts. LeBlanc on the rebound. Now LeBlanc draws a Mountie foul on the offensive end. It's going to go on Sadie Bowen. Bowen second. Team second, 3:17 to go. In what's been a fast-moving and highly entertaining Q3. There's Oshipko. Knocked away by Bowen. Thought Oshipko was going to get Bowen on the roller skates there for a second. Comes Jenkins and Bella Taylor. Nicole Jenkins out of Quispamsis. First year player wearing 15. And there's LeBlanc with another score. A little miscommunication there. Mount A player thought it was tipped. Instead, it's directly out of bounds. Little cleanup of some signage. Good work there by official Adam Humphrey. Look after the sponsors. Comes Nora Miller in for Ava Godfrey. Hansen on Jenkins. Hands off to Olton. 5 to shoot. Tommies are way away from the bucket again. Quinlan inside, can't get the shot away. No rim. Mounties already had the ball, but they'll take it anyway. Does give the Tommies a chance to set a press. And here it comes. And here comes Jeffrey in for Olton. Connors in for Hansen. Miller doesn't see the pass coming, and it's Tommy's in the front court. Couple of turnovers on miscues for the Mounties the last couple of trips, and that's going to be a drive. We're going to shoot 2. The Oshipko going to the line, and the foul is going to go on Nora Miller. Miller, second year out of Kemptville, Ontario, 5'11" forward. Oshipko, second-year player out of Fredericton, listed. I believe originally Tantallon area of Halifax, Nova Scotia. and Bayview High School. Was cross campus at UNB for a time. Jenkins. Connors down on the court. Loose ball. Steves in for Quinlan. That one started to look like Sunday afternoon MNFL for a second. Steves drives. Good defense. Outlet for Roberts. Long cross-court pass. It connected. Miller was open in the corner. It's a long way around, though. Nice screen from Jenkins. Nice dive from Jenkins on to get it back, but can't finish. Nice looking play there from Mount A. They like that high-low action. Oshipko, Steves beyond the arc. Launches. Back rim, but it's Connors on the offensive glass. Put back no good. Connors again. Second one no good. Now Jenkins controls it. And gets it out of trouble for Tilley. I really like Nicole Jenkins at the high school level last season. And Tilley with the score, going to get the and one attempt. Here comes LeBlanc in for Vedito. Second one is good. 2-point game. Final 45 seconds of Q3. Keep that number 60 in your head. LeBlanc beyond the arc. That one back rim. Mount A. Roberts on a rebound. And Alexander can't quite keep that in. Mount A was looking for a body on that. Pardon me, that's not Alexander at all. That's number 11, not number 14. That was Bella Taylor. Kick, we're going to have 12.9 on the game clock here for the Tommies. Tommies would love a score here to go up by more than one possession. Lob inside Jeffrey, and Tilley there. Rejected but foul on the body. It's going to send Jeffrey to the line to shoot two. Mount A fans not fond of the call. And Coach Scabar a little animated there at his club on, I think, not switching. Rebound inside on the second one. Three-pointer, and we can be tied here if the Mounties could find one. And knocked out by Connors with 3.3 seconds on the clock. We got for a baseline inbounds play. If it's me, I'm running a play with Tilley to shoot a three-pointer. There it is. Tilley can't tie it up. 48-45 as we go to the third quarter break. Tight contest, two nationally ranked teams, and a very different looking setup than yesterday. That quarter goes 16-15 for Mount A, so they've now won two quarters. Only that 21-10 first quarter is really what's taking the Tommies to the lead. Mount A's 45 points, 16 of 46 shooting, 7 of 17 beyond the arc, 6 of 8 from the line. The Tommies 48 points, 18 of 46. So same number of shots, 2 more field goals made. Tommies 2 less 3-pointers, 5 of 20. And 1 more free throw made, 7 of 12. So 58% there. Turnovers, the Mounties 2 more to 13-11. Still manageable. Total rebounds +3 for STU. And individual stats. The Mounties, Grace Tilley has 13 points and 4 assists. Emma Roberts, 8 points, 4 assists. Sarah Mallard 8 points. 5 rebounds for Mallard, 7 for Bowen. 4 assists each, I said already. And foul trouble. Tilley with 2, Godfrey with 3, Bowen and Alexander with 2. Tommies led by Charlie Connors, double-double already, 14 points and 10 rebounds. Paige LeBlanc, 10 points and 6 rebounds. Alyssa Jeffrey, 7 points. Peyton Oshipko, 6. And assists, 2 for Jeffrey. Just looking down that column, Jeffrey's the only one with more than 1. Fouls, Vedito, 2. Steves, 2. Oshipko, 2. No real foul trouble for the Tommies. Mountie ball here to start the quarter, and a big opportunity in a 1-possession game. The Tommies back to their starters. No, pardon me, it's going to be Oshipko into the lineup here. Oshipko, Connors with Steves, Jeffrey, and LeBlanc. Bowen rejected inside by Steves. Bowen, Albert, Mallard, Godfrey, and Roberts for Mount A. Inside, Godfrey sneaks in for 2. 1-point game, nice inbound play from Mount Allison. LeBlanc back up top. There's Oshipko. LeBlanc on the drive and scores. Back to a 3-point game. Eight to shoot. Roberts got to make something happen. Dishes off. And it's a 3-pointer that ties us at 50. Sarah Mallard again. What a game for Mallard. Give Mallard an 11. Third 3-point make. Connors' pass intercepted. Mount A an opportunity to get a shot for the lead. Roberts, Mallard up top now. Going to take another one. That one looked good on the release. The putback good for Bowen, and Bowen wanted a foul. Mounties with a lead, 52-50. They're being down 11 after their first quarter. Good heart shown here by Mount A. Connors can't give the lead back to the Tommies, but there's Oshipko on the putback. Ties us at 52. Ahead for Albert. Albert drives on Connors. Another nice looking drive by Addie Albert, but just not the finish. Everything but the score there. And the Tommies now an opportunity to take a lead back. Connors, LeBlanc. All kinds of traffic there, and Connors put back no good. Connors rips it up again. That one off the window for 2 points. On the drive, Roberts, nice dish inside Bowen. Bowen can't get that one to go. Loose ball and jump called. Possession, I believe, STU. Possession is STU. Hanson, Vedito, Olton coming in for the Tommies. Tilley in for Mount Allison. LeBlanc draws a foul. Will be on Bowen. And here comes Alexander and Bella Taylor set to check in for Mount A. Addie Albert, Sadie Bowen to the bench and a timeout by Mount A. 2-point contest here in the fourth quarter. Boy, how interesting would things be in the conference if Mount A is able to pull off a win here today. She told me after yesterday's contest it would be highly unlikely. But here we are in a 2-point contest. The tight game that I expected yesterday. I've thrown the stake out there of the first team to 60 points. Probably gets the win. We're not that far away from it. Might actually take something closer to 65 by the time we're done. Paige LeBlanc on the line. Clean on the first. LeBlanc over 11 points, is about 4 rebounds a game, 74% free throw shooter. Clean on the second as well. Good pressure from the Tommies, hands on the ball. But Mount A managed to control in the front court. Tilley for Mallard, knocked away. Oshipko. Peyton Oshipko tracks it down as well. Gives the Tommies a possession for Vedito, who was fouled shooting a three-pointer on the run by Tilley, I believe. That's going to send Katie Vedito to the line. Vedito shooting at 90% from the stripe. Leads the team in minutes per game coming into today. Said yesterday, I think she might be the most important player on the Tommies, just able to do so many things, play so many roles. Allows the Tommies to match up to so many different players. Can't make the third one, but it's the Tommies on the offensive glass. Vedito's going to try for a three. Rebound, Danielle Alexander. 6-point game. That three is off the mark. Rebound into the hands of Marley Olton for Oshipko. That's going to be knocked away by Tilley. Comes Emma Roberts back for Mount Allison. It will be for Mallard. Probably haven't seen the last of Sarah Mallard the way she's shooting the triple today. And indeed getting some immediate instruction from Coach Skabar on like a particular play setup. Knocked away. Mounties get a turnover. Taylor nowhere to go down low. Back outside, Roberts on the drive. And Roberts bodied up by Paige LeBlanc on the floor. Fresh 14 with 5:31 to go. An important possession here for Mount A. Want to keep this a couple possession game. And it's going to be a baseline out of bounds for Mount A. Little box set this time. Watch for Alexander coming off the screen. Instead it goes the other way. Down low the inbounder. There's Alexander back up top. Tilly. Tilly drives. And Tilly somehow still has the ball. 2 to shoot. Knocked away. Going to be 1 on the shot clock when Mount A inbounds here. They need a quick catch and shoot on this inbound. So look maybe for Tilly to run off an Alexander screen. It is Tilly, and Tilly catches one dribble. Can't get the one dribble in that time. Came wide of the Alexander screen instead of tight to it that time. Looking for space. LeBlanc outside for Hansen. LeBlanc open for a triple. Side rim, rebound by Roberts. Oh, there's an open shooter. No rim, though, but the Mounties are there. Called out of bounds was Godfrey. No, called out of bounds off the Tommies. Not sure why we reset that to 14 if it's going to stay Mounties' ball. It's going to be still 4 on the shot clock. Should still be 4. Didn't see a football or anything. Yeah, 4 on the shot clock, yeah. That's exactly correct. And it's like a fire drill there at the Tommies bench. Coach Connor's back to the starters. Another long shot missed, and there's Steve's going to pick up a foul on Bella Taylor. Will send Bella Taylor to the line. Taylor, 6 of 6 coming into the day from the free throw line. And if I'm quick enough to pull up the stats, see if Taylor's had any trips today. Taylor 0 of 0. Taylor perfect on the season, 7 of 7. And that almost assuredly is a jinx. Nope. Thank you, Bella. Oh, waving that off on a violation. Shot went in. Yeah, it was a violation. The shot should count. Good on Coach Scabar there to slow that play down. So a 4-point game, 68-54. And Taylor still perfect from the line, 8 for 8 on the season. LeBlanc with the catch and dribble on Tilly and drive. Oh, good defense, Grace Tilly. High-low with Alexander. Alexander works the offensive glass. And Alexander, a little frustrating day at the office here for Danielle. Wasn't able to get much going, and quickly in is Sadie Bowen. Under 4 to play. Tommies can hit that magic 60 mark I've been talking about on this possession. Connors works against Bowen. Oh, Bowen Thought had a clean block up top, but called down low. Tommy's fans do not like that at all. That looked like great defense from up here. Of course, view obstructed by me, and the body's in between me and the play there, but it looked really good from up here. Connors on the line again, delivers. Connors just keeps stacking up. Outstanding stat lines each game. That's going to be the 4th foul on Bowen. Coach Scabar says, hey, we're down 6 with 3:40 to play. We're going to go with Bowen. Do the Tommies be aware of that? Attack it when you get the opportunity. And if you have the opportunity to take a charge, try for one. Deep in the shot clock again. 5-6. Now, 6-5. 3. Looking inside. Taken away by the Tommies, Jeffrey. Oshipko back for Jeffrey. Tommy's now sitting on that 60 mark. There's a block from Bowen. And Connors is going to try Bowen again. Bowen got to stay on the feet. 1 to shoot. Shot clock violation. Good defense, Mount A. Mounties looking for a score. Tilley on the drive, gets contact, will go to the line. Oshipko will pick up the foul. And if you're Mount A, you'd probably consider Tilley your best shooter overall. Even though I think Roberts has a higher percentage from the line. Tilley makes them both. Four-point game, 2.5 to play. Be in for a dandy finish here. Mounties looking for stops. Oh, and an and one for Paige LeBlanc. Foul goes on Millard, number 12. Big bucket there for the Tommies. This can make it a 3-possession contest. There's a 3-possession contest. That's 2 threes and something else. Tilley can't get that to go, and rebound foul I think will be on Jeffrey. Down 7 and 2:11 to play. The Mounties can't afford too many empty trips at this point. Deep 3, Mallard. Back iron and jump ball. Bowen Connors, possession Mount A. Knocked away on the inbounds ahead for the Tommies. It's LeBlanc. And LeBlanc scores off the glass. Tommy starting to pull away here, up 9. It's now a 3-possession, 3 3-pointers. That's a tough ask with 2 to play. And Vedito with a rejection. Big block, Katie Vedito. It's a knock away. That's going to be, oh no, he is called a backcourt. I thought that was tipped by Tilly. And they're going to talk about it. Timeout, Mount Allison. It'll be their, I believe, second this half, so leave them with one. So you're down 9. Do you start drawing up three-point attempts? It's kind of gotten away from you here just in the last couple of minutes of play. The Tommies have asserted themselves. We saw this happen at the end of the St. John game last weekend as well, where the Seawolves were close until, say, the midway point of the fourth quarter, and the Tommies really turned it on at the end. But 1:46 to play, down 9. The Mounties definitely cannot afford an empty trip. They need points, and they send out Roberts on the inbound for Tilly with Godfrey, Mallard, and Bowen. A miss for Godfrey, rebound Connors, and that probably seals your fate for Mount A in this one. If the last Tommy score didn't, that miss almost certainly does. And there's Jeffrey. Tommies will just run out some clock here. Working around the outside. Oshipko on the drive, blocked. Second attempt, and the Tommies get a fresh 14 to run this around again. That's Jeffrey for 3. That definitely seals it. The Tommies suddenly up 12. I said it was going to take the first team to 60. Mount A's not there yet. 4 points away. That 60 might have been the winning score. Mallard knocked down. The three-point attempt is good. Give Mount A now 59 as Roberts answers. 9-point contest. And Godfrey fouls Jeffrey. And this will be the 5th team foul, so we're going to be shooting the bonus situation with Alyssa Jeffrey on the line. Do a quick look at the stats as they sit right now. Really shooting percentage. The Tommies 24 of 60, the Mounties 20 of 61. Mounties 9 threes made, the Tommies 6, each of them on 24 shots. And the Tommies 14 of 20 from the line, Mount A 10 of 12. So shooting percentage, a big thing. Jeffrey makes the second for the 10-point lead. Individual stats. It's Tilly with 15, Roberts and Mallard 11 each. Good game from Sarah Mallard. Mounties will like that one. The Tommies led by Paige LeBlanc with 19. Charlie Connors an outstanding game, 18 points, 13 boards. And that's Connors with a catch there. And a foul will send Connors to the line. Connors a chance to retake the scoring lead. And it's going to be 5 on Godfrey. Here comes Addie Albert. And the Tommies are going to win this one. All that's left here is the final score and the final stat line. Connors now ties LeBlanc. And a 19-13 point game. That's following up on, I believe, a double-double game yesterday as well for Connors, or close to it. 13 and 9. You know what? I don't know what's happened in all the stats around the league, but Connors could be in line for an Athlete of the Week consideration at St. Thomas and also at the conference level with those types of numbers. volleyball back in play as well this weekend, so there's that to consider, particularly at the conference and school level. But if you ask me for my pick, a player of the game, despite Connors having the slightly better stat line, I think it's been LeBlanc. LeBlanc has been there in many key moments for the Tommies. No disappointment at all if it goes to Connors. In fact, be a very valid choice, but it just seemed when the Tommies needed a play, LeBlanc was able to give it to them, but Connors fighting for loose balls and all of that as well. Strong consideration. So with the win, the Tommies sole possession of first place for the first time this season. They go to 9-1. Right behind them, Mount St. Vincent University 8-2. They lost today at home to St. John. Holland College also at 8-2. Mount A drops to 4-5. Crandall 2-6. SJ 2-8. And UKC 0-9. That'll do it here for women's action. Tommy's on the road for 4. Coming up at UKC next weekend. At CU at Crandall the last weekend. And it is LeBlanc does get player of the game. Before a weekend off and then home Valentine's weekend against Holland College. That, my friends, is going to be our last Tommy basketball of the season. Mount A home and home next weekend with Holland College, ACAA.ca. All your information for everyone here at St. Thomas. Always made Alice in the producer's chair. That does it for the women's game. About 19 minutes or so, we'll have men's action. Flip the stream over for that. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great week.